Today, Baba is talking about how to come to a state of unity. And sometimes we have a wrong idea that for unity, we have to be like each other. Yes, so we have to be the same, or we have to be, like each other. And only then can we have unity. And people are trying to trying to force each other to share ideologies, to become like each other. And people believe in this Kali Yugi world that if you do things differently from me, or if you have different sanskars, or your ideologies are different, or your habits are different, then we can never be united. But Baba tells us the important thing that in order to ensure unity in a group, and Baba is obviously talking to his children. So we are Baba's children, and Baba says to his children that if you see the speciality in each other, then you would arrive at what is called unity. And Baba says that every child of mine has some speciality or the other. There is no child of mine who has no speciality. And if you look at the speciality that everybody has and hold it in your awareness, then what is the vibration that you would radiate to the other? It is that of respect, right? So just like when you hold somebody's weakness in your heart, then the vibration that you radiate is of disrespect. And when the vibrational exchange is that of disrespect, then obviously there is no unity in that group, and everybody feels disconnected. But if I hold everyone's speciality in my awareness, that this is Baba's child, and what is the good quality, what is the speciality that this soul has, and I hold it in my awareness, then I radiate this vibration of respect. And that ensures that although we are very different from each other, we will have unity based on this mutual vibration of respect. And this is the basis of unity. And Baba tells us that, even if, so Baba talks about, Baba says that one is see specialities, then Baba uses this word, be faithful. Now, when Baba says be faithful, Baba doesn't mean what we think faithful means. Faithful means, Baba says, be full of faith in one another. And when Baba says faithful, it means that. So be full of faith in one another. And, it is very important that you have faith that the other soul in front of you has good motives. Yes, if you don't have that faith, then you misinterpret or misunderstand their words, their actions. And I have felt from experience that when you have trust issues, when you don't have faith in other people, when you don't believe that everybody, at least in the Brahmin family, if you don't have that faith that they are your well-wishers, then what happens is you may find it challenging to understand somebody's motives. Sometimes, um, you may not be able to understand the action that somebody does. But if you understand, if you have faith that the motive is good, then you will understand the action also. I will tell you one story in this regard. So, this is a story about understanding child psychology. And so there was this one little child, and every time his father would start to go to office, this child would be sad. And then one day, when his father started to go to office and he sat in his car, then this child brought a big stone and he threw it at the glass of the car. And then the father got very angry and he beat up the child because he thought that the child is becoming very rowdy or very indisciplined. But then the child kept crying because the father beat him. But after crying a little, he started smiling. And then the child couldn't, then the father was very confused. Why is the child smiling? And then the child said, I'm very happy that today you won't go to work because now your car is broken and you cannot go to work. So the father said, but why don't you want me to go to work? So he said, because I miss you. Because I miss you, so I don't like it when you go to work. So the father said, so did you throw the stone because of that? So the child said, yes, because every day I told you don't go, and every day I tried to stop you, and I was also sad when you left, but you didn't pay, but you still went. So I thought I should do something, stronger and more intense so that you don't go to office. So now you see that if you have faith, sometimes you will be able to understand why somebody is doing what they are doing. Sometimes if you don't have faith, you misinterpret or misunderstand. And I think the biggest problem in having harmonious relationships, or the vice that comes in the way of having harmonious relationships, is misunderstanding. And every soul has the capacity to understand what are the motives of another soul, but only if you have faith in them. If you have doubt about their intentions, then you see only the wrong place from where they are coming. But if you have faith, and especially, when we are Baba's children, and every Baba's child has the aim and objective of becoming a deity, then our actions are not coming from a wrong place. But if you don't have faith, then you will not be able to understand the intention. And then maybe you will misinterpret somebody's words or actions. And that will hamper unity. So Baba says, for unity, one is you see everybody's speciality. Second is you have faith that every soul has good intentions. And when you move with this faith, then you can see the good intention from where, that word is coming or that act is coming. And have you seen that, especially with mothers, a child has deep faith in his biologic mother. And although the mother may not be always sweet or always, polite, or the mother may, even slap the child. But then the cord between the child and the mother is not broken, because the child has faith that it is not coming from a bad intention. And this is the basis for unity and harmony, that we have faith that, this is my family, this is my, even, when we are interacting with, in this Brahmin family, then I have to hold it in my awareness that whatever the nimitta saying, or whatever the Brahmin family is guiding me towards, is coming from a place of good intention. And then you wouldn't misunderstand it. And then there will be unity, and we will move forward in one direction. Then, third thing about unity, Baba says, is that, there are episodes when, even in the Brahmin family, somebody will try to defame somebody else and talk ill about them. And you see, the why somebody tries to talk ill about them, ill about somebody else, is because they are jealous. Jealousy is the cause for defamation, and jealousy is a sanskar, and we are all work in progress. So sometimes you might come across somebody, who is talking ill about somebody or trying to defame somebody, because, they are coming from a place of jealousy. But when that happens, then okay, that soul is under the influence of a vice. But you have to be the wise one at that time. And instead of, instead of fueling that fire of jealousy and defamation, what you do is you have good wishes for this soul who is trying to defame somebody else, and you try to, with the power of your good wishes and with the power of your words, you try to bring some sense into them. Yes, I remember there was this one time when there was a sister, and she told about another person that, Didi, you don't know that person is taking medicines for depression. So I said, all right, but what's wrong with that? So she said, no, there's nothing wrong, but I just wanted to tell you. So I said, and how do you know that? So she said, because I stayed in her room when we were in Mount Abu, and she was taking medicines for depression, and she has not told anybody. So I told her, and do you think that because you have access to some information, because you stayed in somebody's room, so you should share it with others, just like that? I don't think you should do that. So then the soul, they understood, she understood that I shouldn't be doing this. And I said, I understand that, there is this tendency to, talk like this, but it doesn't suit us. We are Baba's children. And and this is not even an issue. Somebody taking medicines for depression is, they are trying to help themselves, and that's a good thing. And even if you see somebody doing something wrong also, then also you should, yes, you can come and tell it to me, but it shouldn't come from a place of, telling that that person is wrong or bad. So this is something that we must understand, that when somebody is trying to defame somebody, then instead of becoming a victim and matching, and aligning your thoughts with their thoughts, and because, this is This is there when somebody is, whether true or false or whatever, somebody is trying to spread in information about somebody else, then you also start being, taking it as something very interesting, and you also start enjoying it. So, and this also happens because there's this nature for gossiping, that sanskar of gossiping. But Baba says, no, we shouldn't. Baba's children, we should understand that if somebody is doing that, then I have to, with my good wishes and my power of words, I have to bring that soul into attention who is defaming somebody else. Because if this happens, then what happens is the unity is compromised. And do you know that there is a very beautiful saying that every wall is only as strong as its weakest brick. So if we are together, so together we rise, and otherwise we fall. So if the unity is not there, and then we Brahmins are not seeing each other's specialities, we don't have faith in each other's good motives, or we are not correcting somebody who is under the influence of jealousy and defaming somebody, but we are also fueling that fire, then what happens is slowly this whole sangathan, or this whole Brahmin family will lose its strength. And do you know that our biggest strength are two things? One is our sangathan, this group that we have. This is our biggest strength. And there was this one time when there was a person who was trying to understand where does the strength of Brahma Kumaris come from. And that person made an observation that these people, they come together and read the Murli every day together, and they have a class together, and their power comes from, one, the Murli, and second, the sangathan, that togetherness. So if we, this unity and our Murli, this is our source of strength. And if we don't pay attention to these two things, then just like every other system, even, this system will collapse gradually. So Baba says that we need to pay a lot of attention to this virtue of staying united. And then Baba also talks about speciality and says that just like everybody has some speciality, you also have a speciality. I must understand that I also have some speciality as a BK, any virtue, any speciality that you have. Do you know your speciality? How many of you know your speciality? Yes. So every BK has some very special quality about themselves. And you must identify your speciality. Yes. And if you don't identify your speciality, then Maya will trap you. But if you identify your speciality and then put it to use, then that speciality will attract all other specialities. Yes, I remember there was this one time when I was conducting a session for teenagers, and there was a group of about 12 or 13 of them, and I asked them, what is your speciality? Each one of you tell me. And then there was this one, everybody said, I have this speciality and that speciality. And then there was this one brother, and he said, I don't have any speciality. So I told him, no, but you come first. So every day for the class, you are coming the earliest. Even before the class starts, you come 10 minutes earlier. So your specialty is punctuality. So he said, no, no, my specialty is not punctuality. And I don't come on my own. In fact, I don't want to come also. My mother pushes me and she just, shoves me into the car and she drops me here. And that's why I come. I'm not punctual. So then I told him, okay, so then you're very honest because you didn't say that, yes, this is my specialty. So then, his eyes just sparkled and he said, yes, yes, maybe I'm honest. Yes, I think I'm honest. I have never been dishonest. I have never lied. And he got so happy knowing his specialty. And it is very important and of importance that we realize our specialities. And in this world where everybody is pointing out towards our weaknesses, I would like you to think about what is your specialty. And if you want to write it in the chat box, you do that. Or if nothing is occurring to you right now, then think about it and submit it on WhatsApp later. But do this exercise. And second thing is, put that specialty to use. Yes, maybe, somebody has consistency, somebody has discipline, somebody has honesty, somebody has, patience, somebody has, any specialty you can have. But, or, somebody says, I'm compassionate, but put it to use. And how do you put it to use? How do you put it to use? You put it to use by thinking about how you can use this specialty for self progress and for seva. Yes, so for example, you may be very disciplined and you have the capacity to be disciplined. But are you using that capacity to get up at 3:30 in the morning? Because sometimes what happens is somebody may be disciplined, but you are disciplined when there is a situation asking you to be disciplined. Yes, for example, if you have to catch a flight, you are always on time. If you have to do a work, you are always on time. But why don't you use that same capacity to make choices which make you spiritually empowered? Yes, or why don't you use this for seva? So why don't you make it a routine to, do some seva every day consistently, so that that discipline in you helps you build spiritual strength. Yes, for example, if you're compassionate, why don't you use that compassion to have good wishes and good feelings for everybody, come what may? Or does your compassion only work when you feel somebody is weak or poor or a victim? Or do you use that capacity to be compassionate with every soul, even if they are doing wrong to you, or even if they are not being what you want them to be or you expect them to be? So just use your speciality. And sometimes we have specialities, but using them proactively is a challenge. Yes. For example, you may be a very good speaker, but are you using that speciality to speak gyan? Yes. Or you may be a very good writer or a singer, but are you using that speciality to create songs for Baba, or songs which help you connect better to Baba, or are you using that writing ability to write, Baba's knowledge and create blogs or anything that makes you an instrument for sharing Baba's knowledge? So Baba says that, it is very important that you use your specialities for self progress and for seva, because there are many children who have specialities. Some have physical abilities, some have mental abilities, some have skills, some have just money. That's also a speciality. But are you using it for seva? Are you using it for self progress? That is using it. And there is a very thin line between use and abuse. You can use what you have for self destruction also, and you can use it for creation also. Yes, for example, I will tell you one thing. When I came to Baba, I told the sister who was giving me the course that I tend to analyze everything too much. And then she said, that's a specialty. So I said, I don't think so. I always thought that, this is a weakness. Yes. And then she said, no, it's a specialty. Just analyze Gyan with it, and you will change that weakness into a specialty. And then I started Murli churning, and I used all my ability to analyze on analyzing points that Baba is talking about. So, you may have something, but then whether you use it or you abuse it is up to you. Yes, there are many people who are very disciplined, but they are disciplined in meeting friends, they are disciplined in socializing. So, every day at a particular time, they will do something, or, they will engage with somebody, and that is not benefiting you. But if you use that same discipline to be, present in class and, pay attention to your yoga, then that discipline will help you. Yes, so I remember there was this one brother, and he had a very packed schedule. So he was working as a director with some company. And when he came, he said that I'm busy from 7 in the morning till 9 in the night with office work. So I said, if you're that busy, and how many leaves do you take in a year? So he said, I don't take any leaves. So I said, you're very disciplined. So if you can work from 7 to 9, can't you come at 5:30 and attend the course in the morning? So just come at 5:30, just use that discipline. And he did. Because somebody who can work for 14 hours can also take 1 hour out and dedicate it for, class. It's not like somebody is too busy for attending class. And he did that. And he said that this is the only time when I used my quality for a good purpose. Otherwise, I've only used my quality for creating more stress and anxiety in life by overworking myself. So this is about using your specialities, seeing specialities in others, having faith in the motives of the Brahmin family, and then when somebody is defaming somebody, correct them with good wishes and try to transform them rather than falling into the trap of what they are saying. So this is one thing. Then Baba is talking about being worship worthy today. Now, Baba says that you are going to be a deity in Satyug and Treta Yuga, and then you are going to be worshipped as a deity from the Copper Age to the Iron Age. But why do you think, what is your qualification for becoming worthy of worship or becoming a deity? So what makes you a deity? So Baba talks about tapasya today, and Baba talks about being Raj Rishi. So what is Raj Rishi? So Raj Rishi is a very interesting word. Raj Rishi means you are a king and an ascetic both at the same time. And Baba says, what are you a king of? So you are the king of your own body, mind, your sense organs, your intellect, your sanskars. So you have what we call self-sovereignty. Yes, so at this time we are self-sovereigns. And that is why we are called kings, because everybody who is not self-sovereign is a slave. Although you may have a lot, you may even be sitting on the seat of a king. But then if you are not self-sovereign, if you don't have control over your senses and your mind, intellect and sanskars, no control over your body, then you are as good as a slave. So Baba says, you are the king at this time. And you are not a slave of your beliefs. You are not a slave of you are not a slave of the devotional beliefs that have been taught to you. You are not a slave of anything. You are not a slave of matter. You are not a slave of your senses, your habits, your tendencies. You are free. You are the master. But along with that, you are a rishi. Rishi means you are somebody who is a complete ascetic because now you don't want anything. Yes, so you understand that in this old world, there is nothing to be attained. And you are working or striving for the new world. And you have removed your attachments from this old world. So you are a rishi. And when somebody is a rishi, then they do tapasya. So first, you remove your attachments from the old world and then you do tapasya. What is tapasya? Tapasya is considering yourself to be a soul and remembering Baba all the time. And when you purify yourself with this tapasya, then what you become is a sevadhari. Because then you constantly serve with your thoughts, words, and deeds. Okay? And when you do that, then you become worthy of worship. So there are four things: being a self-sovereign, being completely detached, because or you are an unlimited renunciate, what Baba says, behad ka vairagi, because you understand that there is nothing in this world that you need to attach your heart to, because everything is old and depleted. And then when you have complete detachment, then you focus all your energy in doing tapasya, in considering yourself to be a soul and remembering Baba, because that's what Baba has asked you to do right now. And when you do that, then you are filled with so much power that you constantly serve. You are radiating love and light and knowledge and, good wishes, good feelings. And that becomes the basis of you being worship worthy. So these are the stages of being worship worthy. Okay, so Raj Rishi who serves, that Raj Rishi who is a tapasvi, who is a sevadhari, that Raj Rishi becomes worthy of worship. Okay, Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do. Anji.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today Baba is emphasizing on unity. And our strength is Murli and Sangathan. So we should not compromise it anyways. Whatever people may do with us, they may behave as they like. They may blame us. they may defame us, but still we have to be soul conscious anyways in Swadharma.
Correct.
And this is what Baba says today. And about specialities, we have to look at the specialities in others and in self also. We have to identify this and put it to use for our spiritual empowerment. Thank you.
Thank you, Om Shanti. Anybody else wants to share? Anji.
Yes, Didi. I think we really need to think about what are our specialities, because and how can the speciality be used for seva and for Baba, whatever, may it be resource, may it be specialities, may it be any skill, talent, everything. Because ultimately what we children have, that only adds to the growth of this yajna. So that is important that we look into it. And another point is the meaning of Rajrishi, which is very beautifully explained. I really like that. It's self-sovereign at the same time Rishi, complete disinterest or renunciation. Thank you, Didi.
Thank you, Om Shanti. Yes, so there's a question, is there Murli in audio format or PDF format? So yes, there is an app called the Madhuban Murli app. So you can download it on Play Store. It's available on Play Store. So you download that, and on the right hand side there is a drop box, and you can choose your language, whatever language in which you want to read that Murli. And there's an audio also. So you can listen to the Murli, you can read the Murli. So you explore that app, and it is recommended that every day before class, you listen to the Murli or read the Murli and then sit for the class. Then this class will make more sense. And if you Madhuban Murli, Madhu, Madhuban. It is not V, it is B. Okay. So Madhuban Murli. And if there is, if you understand Hindi, then you can go through the audio Murli that or video Murli that I record every day. So at 5 a.m. you get it live on YouTube. So you can listen to that before you attend the class. And if you don't understand Hindi, then you can use that Madhuban Murli app and read and listen to Murli in whatever language you want. Okay, but you must pay attention to the Murli and then attend this class so that you get an explanation on certain points in depth. But generally what Baba is telling you, or the full, the full text or whatever Baba is trying to tell us today, that is there in the Murli. Okay, Om Shanti.